In the summer of '69, when I was 13, I had a terrible crush on my girlfriend Joanne's cousin, Michael. He was a shy, serious boy who had a gorgeous chiseled face, disheveled hair, and a quick smile. I was consumed with thoughts of this boy. Joanne liked some other guy, Salvatore, who I didn't know but knew was friends with Michael. And so it was that we all found ourselves at the Jersey Shore, where all of our parents either owned or rented beach houses, with a plan to go and play miniature golf on the boardwalk. Joanne, Michael, and I went to meet Sal on the boardwalk, not far from where he lived. Even though it was dark, I could see that he was good looking. Michael said, "Rosina, this is Salvie. Salvie Testa." All I managed was a perfunctory hi, and he immediately started to act like a clown, cracking jokes, suggesting we go to the playground and play. I thought to myself, what a conceited jackass. We went to play miniature golf, and the more the evening wore on, the more adorable I thought he was. Actually, I thought he was fucking gorgeous. He seemed quite tall, you know? Maybe a head over me? Just a few years later, I would see that he was tall enough for me to slip my shoulder under his arm and have it fit snug into place. He had light brown hair, streaked with some blonde in it. In those days, he surfed a lot and was in the sun all of the time. I loved to bury my nose in his soft, silky hair. It always smelled like Johnson's baby shampoo. His dark brown eyes, they drooped slightly on the corners towards his temples, and they were framed by brows that had a natural arch. So he always looked surprised. Eventually, looking into his face as much as I did, for so many years as I did, I'd realize his eyebrows had the natural shape of a ram's horns. His face was round and full, and he had fleshy cheeks, which I later would love to chew. His mouth was small, but his lips, they were thick, full, soft as cotton balls. And I would eventually love the feel of them on my face, my lips, neck, all over my body. This boy made me shiver. That night in Ventnor, New Jersey, all I knew was he made fun of every bad shot I made. We laughed constantly through the whole ordeal. We went for ice cream after golf and quieted down a bit, and then they walked me home later that night. By the next day, I never again thought of Michael. I don't remember myself at that point in my life all that much. All I can tell you is laughter was and still is my life force. The one thing that helped me fight my huge shyness. From the beginning, Sal knocked that wall down. From that very first night in the summer of '69 on the Ventnor Boardwalk. It wasn't until the following year, April of 1970, that my family and I moved into the house 3 doors down from his in South Philadelphia, that I saw him again. Our friendship then had a chance to begin. Over the next 5 or 6 years, we became best friends who just happened to be a boy and a girl. We were pretty much inseparable. We'd hang out with his old neighborhood buddies, guys who worked really hard already at that young age, who came from families of far less means than Sal's. Salvie kept a horse down in Clementon, New Jersey, at a stable called Cabana Downs. She was an Appaloosa named Apache. She was beautiful, but wild and rambunctious. She would never let anyone else ride her but him. He'd call her name and approach her. She'd immediately become calm. You could see she adored him, and he her. He taught me how to ride down there at Cabana Downs, and he'd always choose some old slow horse for me so that I'd be safe, well, safer, and he could control the situation better. We'd get out there on Saturdays and Sundays around 6 in the morning. We'd be out on the trail by 7. This was our usual weekend activity when we were 16 and 17. Just about every weekend, 2 men who I knew as Sal's dad's friends were always there at Cabana Downs. Frank Sindone and Joseph Ciangalini. In the city, these guys always dressed sharply. Shiny suits, lace shirts, dark sunglasses. But down at the ranch, these guys, they were full-blown cowboys. Mr. Sindone was always quite reserved with me. He was sweet, but not at all effusive. Mr. Ciangalini, he was a big, warm, smiling bear of a guy who always hugged me hard. He was very generally who he appeared to be, and I took to him, always hugging him back, just as tightly. Sometimes we'd go right into the woods and just ride for hours with Mr. Sindone, Mr. Ciangalini, and a few other guys I really didn't know, but mostly we'd go off by ourselves. We'd be out on the trails for hours and stop to have a bite around late morning. tying the horses to trees. We talked for hours. It now seems about how cool it would be to live on a ranch and raise horses. We were still only best friends at the time, you know, so there was no funny stuff out there in the woods. I don't even remember thinking about that stuff in relation to him. But now that I think about it, he probably thought about it. Yeah, he probably thought about it a lot. Sometimes we'd close our eyes under a tree and we'd take a nap before getting back to the stables. We'd wash the horses down, brush them, feed them before getting on our way. We were so dirty and muddy by the end of those days, but would still sometimes stop for dinner down in the countryside before making our way back to South Philly. Sometimes we'd go and grab a bite with Mr. Sindone and Mr. Cengolini, and I would just listen to them all talk and never say a word. Most of the time, quite honestly, I remember feeling as though I didn't understand anything at all that they were talking about. I do remember laughing a lot. They teased each other, and him, mercilessly, always joking and in good humor, considering the other side of the coin, you know? During those years when Sal and I were just best friends, I dated a lot of guys and really liked a few of them. A lot of the boys I dated were his friends, and so we would still be all together. Sal too had a few girlfriends who predictably did not care for me. He would always tease me about the guys I dated, making fun of how badly they sometimes acted, or just calling them hamburgers because he thought they had weak characters. Weak characters. I would laugh at what he'd say about these guys, but still felt badly because I know that what he said was more times than not true. Still and all, he with his mostly silly girls, me with all my loser guys, we'd hang out, go to the movies, watch TV, play a little pool until late at night, and invariably wind up together. Just me and him, walking me home. Since we were neighbors, we always went home last, and on our own. Each and every time he'd walk me to my door, we'd kiss each other on the cheek, and we'd say good night, love you. It was love. It was a deeply loving friendship that was so natural, so effortless. It was easy, it was fun. We didn't know, I don't think, that it was love for us. It was just the best friendship ever, and we both loved it. On Sundays in South Philly, once the warm sunny weather started, all of us, I mean thousands of teenagers, would go down to the lakes. It's a big city park officially called FDR Park. We'd have picnics, play frisbee, hula hoop, smoke a little pot, or not, and just all hang out together. Driving along the long circular drive, stopping to see friends. We had a fucking blast. After dark, some kids remained and, parked in their cars, would do things with each other they couldn't do in their homes. My grandmother would call it, she would call it Satan's playground. It was fucking wild. Rosina sits in the passenger seat of the Corvette, touching up her hair and makeup in the rearview mirror. She's alone in the vehicle. The movie has not yet started. A car pulls up next to the Corvette. As Rosina looks over, the girl in the car makes eye contact. There is immediate tension between the two women. At the girl's insistence, her date pulls the car out and takes off. Rosina then hears someone call out, "Yo, Sal!" Salvatore emerges from the concession stand, carrying a large bucket of popcorn and beverages. Rosina leans over and opens the driver's side door. He hops in and hands her the items. Who was that? Who was that? That was nobody. He glances at the movie screen, playing old cartoons. He can feel her staring at him. "I just saw your ex." "What?" "Your ex. Your ex, Sal." "I heard you." "Which one?" "The tiny one. The one with the high-pitched voice and huge boobs." "Oh, yeah?" "Alright. Did you at least say hi?" "Sal, what did that guy mean?" "What guy?" "The guy who just asked what's going on with you and his sister." He pops a corn in his mouth while Rosina goes silent. "What? You mad?" He tries to touch her, but she rejects him. All right. Here it goes. He wants me to take his sister to prom. Flat out no. Yet, that also means no. She does not believe him. "You don't believe me?" The silence continues. He hops out of the car, climbs on top of the roof, and yells across the lot. "You're hassling me about taking another girl to prom, man." He gets back into the car and begins eating popcorn and drinking his soda. A moment of silence lingers until Rosina looks at him. Your girl? Alright, slip of the tongue. Though, I could always think of more interesting ways to use this particular appendage. She tosses a handful of popcorn at him. Is that always on your mind? Is what always on my mind? You know what, Sal? Sex? Not always, but often by your standards. What do you mean by my standards? What, are you fucking kidding me? Guys think about sex on average 3 times more than girls. 4, 5, fucking 6, I don't know. I guess it's always on my fucking mind. Oh yeah? And that's a scientific fact? I'm telling you, I heard it from the horse's mouth. This guy Adam. Adam? Some guy Adam? One chick, and this guy populated all of planet Earth. I mean, when the fuck did he have time to plow the fields? You can be shameless sometimes, Sal. I mean, not all guys live by the steel. Alright, okay, I hear you. I mean, is that what we're calling it now? The steel? I cannot with you, okay? Listen, you just sit in your seat over there and keep your hands to yourself. We'll just chill until the fucking movie starts. Run it by your brother. He'll tell you. And don't act like you're a prude on the subject. I see the way you be looking at me. I see the way you're looking at me now. And not only are you shameless, you are delusional. We are just friends, Sal. I mean, we've always been just friends. The very best. Is that why you got mad just now? Because we're just friends? I wasn't mad. I was just mad. Jealous. Webster's got a whole bunch of words for it. You are so fucking conceited. I'm not conceited. Fine. You're just overly stimulated where sex is concerned. I mean, you are a guy, right? I mean, you had to ask me which one of your exes. We're barely 18. How many have you had? You still going with the paper boy? For your information, Sean has a paper route. A very lucrative paper route. He's saving up to go to college. For what it's worth, I think it's very admirable of him. Oh yeah? Is that what you guys talk about after sex? How admirable he is? Sal, you've got this fixation with my personal life. No offense. I don't care all that much about your personal life, bro. It's your fucking sex life I'm talking about. Did we just talk about someone being conceited? And you just said all that with a straight fucking face to me. It's none of your business, you know? You don't see me bugging you about your girlfriends and your extracurricular activities. At this point, he feels there's an ocean between them. He pulls her closer. Nina wrote a score for The Godfather. Quietly plays as the movie begins.